There you are. Welcome to AI Sports Predictor, where the line ain't just a number, it's bait. Let's talk Detroit Pistons. 39 wins, a little heat behind their name, and now the books are asking them to cover 11.5. That's not a spread, that's a dare. Sure, they've handled business, sometimes. 2 covers in 4 games when the number's this fat. That ain't dominance, that's roulette with a fresh coat of paint. And across from them, the New Orleans Pelicans. 19 wins. Most folks stopped watching. The sportsbooks didn't. 10 times they've been hit with double-digit lines like this. 4 covers. And every one of them carved from grit. Now let's break this down. 231.5 total on the board. But these two, they average just over 225. That's 6 points missing in action. Slower pace, tighter game, less room to run, less room to break away. Which means one thing, this isn't a blowout. It's a hustle. So while the Pistons are polishing their resume, the Pelicans are stealing the silverware. And today's AI pick is Pelicans plus 11.5. Now listen closely, this isn't about riding with the underdog for fun. This is about knowing when the favorite's been dressed up to sell tickets. It's about spotting the markup before they slap a discount tag on your bankroll. You think the Pistons are going to coast? Maybe. But all it takes is one quarter where they get lazy, and the Pelicans slip in the back door with your money in their hands. Underdogs bark loudest when no one's listening. Let's keep it moving. On to game 2.
So the Cavaliers have lost 3 straight on the road. That's the headline, right? A team with 56 wins limping into Utah like they forgot how to travel. And you can feel it, can't you? The whisper. The doubt. Maybe the Jazz hang around. Maybe this is the trap. After all, 15.5 points is a hell of a number. That's not a spread. That's a challenge. But before you go hugging the underdog, take a deep breath. Because Cleveland may be on a skid. Yes, but look closer. Every time they've been favored by 1,050 or more this season, they won. Every single time. 7 for 7. No slips. No stumbles. No surprises. You think they're not aware of the streak? You think they're not pissed? They didn't fly to Salt Lake for sightseeing. They flew in with a bat in one hand and a ledger in the other. Someone's paying for that streak. And unfortunately for Utah, it's them. Now, yes, Cavs have only covered 2 of 7 when laying down this kind of wood. And the Jazz covered 2 of 5 when catching this many points. But that's the setup. That's the part where the movie makes you think the villain might get away. And then, boom, cue the soundtrack. Close up on the eyes. Fade to red. And today's AI pick is Cavaliers 15.5. No mercy. No drama. Just math and momentum colliding at full speed. Utah can't keep pace. Not now. Not here. Not when Cleveland's backed into a corner. This isn't a basketball game, it's a reset. And tonight, the Cavs aren't just covering, they're reminding everyone who they are. On to game 3.
You ever feel like you're being watched? No, not by the crowd. Not by the cameras. I mean something else. Anyway, Boston. 50 wins, polished box scores, and a fan base that thinks they've already written the ending. The Celtics are favored by 7.5 tonight. Why? Because they're cleaner, smoother, more predictable, but predictable don't pay. They beat the Nets, barely. Porzingis showed out. But that same team's turned it over 11.9 times a night, and shot 36% from deep all year. You call that sharp? I call that slippin'. Now swing the light over to Portland. The Trailblazers don't play pretty. They play mean. Last game, they put the Grizzlies down by 16 and left footprints on their throat. 65 rebounds, 18 threes, and Avdija dropped a casual 31-16-8, and here they are, at home, catching 7.5. I know what that number smells like. It's fear. Covered in cologne, the books think Boston coasts. I think they trip on glass, and today's AI pick is Trailblazers plum 7.5. Now, I ain't saying there's something behind me, but if there was, it's smart enough to stay quiet, and just curious enough to keep peeking. Like it knows. Tonight ain't about who wins, it's about who survives the spread. On to game 4.
Houston's on fire. 9 of their last 10. Lighting up scoreboards. Breaking hearts. At home, they're putting up 124.6 points per game. The Rockets are loud, fast, flashy. But flash don't cover spreads. Tonight, they get the Nuggets. Denver's been quiet, overlooked, but they've still scored 118.8 points per game in their last 10. And while the headlines were all Rockets this, Rockets that, the Nuggets were just waiting. 7.5, that's what they're giving Denver. Like they forgot what this team's built for. Like they didn't notice the Nuggets have covered that number in 12 of their last 14 road games. You think that's luck? No, that's a pattern. The last time these two met, Rockets won by 20. But you ever seen what happens when a team gets embarrassed? They circle the date. And tonight it's circled. The books are betting on fireworks. Total set at 227.5, but here's what they missed: the last 10 matchups between these teams averaged 222.8 points. This one feels like a knife fight, not a shootout. And today's AI pick is Nuggets 7.5. Now pay attention. This isn't a pick. It's a setup. Houston's the hero. Denver, the villain in the shadows. But you and I both know Tarantino never lets the hero walk out clean. And before I go, did you hear it? Something behind the wall. Just for a second. HMPH. Probably nothing. On to Game 5.
Clippers. Thunder. March 23rd. Two freight trains on a collision course, and only one makes it out clean. L.A. has been on fire. 1-5 straight. Harden's throwing no-look lasers. Kawhi is clamping down like it's Game 7. The defense. Fourth best in the league, 108.5 points allowed per night. But don't let the fire distract you from the storm. Because the Oklahoma City Thunder, they're not hot. They are inevitable. Best record in the West. 11 of their last 12 wins. SGA is slicing defenses like a surgeon with a vendetta. 30 points. Light work. You blink, he's at 39. And this team doesn't just win. They choke you out. 107 points allowed per game. First in field goal defense. 43.5%, like trying to shoot through a concrete wall. Now the line. Just 3.5, that's not a spread. That's a trapdoor. And today's AI pick is Thunder 3.5 because L.A. is loud. But the Thunder, they strike in silence. You don't hear the lightning until it's already lit up the sky. Now before I vanish into the smoke, let's rewind the real game. One Nada said the line was too arrogant. Pelicans 11.5 covered in grit. Game 2 Cavs needed a reset. They didn't just win, they covered 15.5. Game 3, there was something behind me. Watching. Listening. Still is. But we stayed focused. Trailblazers 7.5 scrappy savage cash. Game 4 Rawl stepped in. Quiet. Clinical. Saw through the Rockets sparkle. Nuggets 7.5 just enough edge to draw blood. And Game 5. This one right here. It's Thunder time. 3.5, now you know the 5 plays. 5 bullets. Loaded. Chamber spinning. If you're still watching, that means you've got taste. So don't just sit there like a background extra. Hit the button. Subscribe. Or don't. But if you don't, you'll never know what the next AI pick is until it's already walked past you, kissed your girl, and cashed your bet. I'll see you when the odds tilt again.
Oh, the numbers don't lie, but the game